Hi everybody, I just kind of wanted to touch bases with you. We haven't spoken in a while, so hello world. Anyways, I just want to let you know I am repping. I don't know if you can see it. The color is kind of fading in and out, but I am repping. Can you see it? Oh, hold on. I am repping Clark Atlanta University. Okay? That is where I graduated from in May of 2009. This helped shape me into the person that I've become. So my motto now is find a way or make one. So I'm sorry, I just had to rep for Clark Atlanta for 5 seconds. I just want to talk a little bit about, I had a birthday recently. So my birthday is in April or whatever. So I decided to do something on my bucket list because I've been trying to check that off before I have kids and get married. And one of the things that I said that I really wanted to do was go to Rio De Janeiro, Brazil. And I did that. So I went in April to celebrate my birthday. I just turned 31.
And it's still heartbreaking. I still can't believe I'm in my 30s. Sidebar, but
Rio de Janeiro was awesome. So I want to go into a little bit of detail for anyone who is interested in traveling to Rio. Where do I begin? Okay, let's start with the beginning. So I went with my cousin and an associate. So I went with my cousin and an associate, okay? So we all went on this trip. And basically, as soon as we touch down, you know, we're ready to do whatever. My associate's phone does not work, so she's trying to use Uber or whatever, and her phone doesn't work, so she can't get any car service because Uber is like the main thing that they use to get around. She was like, I'm not getting any car service, blah blah blah. I'm like, let's take a taxi. Okay. Mind you, let me start from the beginning. Before you go to Brazil, Brazilians speak Portuguese. Learn some Portuguese. I think that's where we failed. Okay? Because as Americans, you get this arrogant little attitude. You're like, oh, I got this. They're going to speak English for me. But you're in their country. So it's like you can't think that way. Learn a little bit of Portuguese, because I promise you, they aren't going to speak a lick of English to you. At least that was my experience. Anyways, we take a taxi, you know. It's 3 of us. It's me, my cousin, the associate. We all take a taxi to the hotel. And the hotel from the airport to the hotel is about maybe 25, 30 minutes, right? So we take the taxi. And the associate gets in the car and she was like, hey, so listen, how much is this gonna be? Dude acts like he doesn't really speak great English. So she's like, how much is this going to be? He said, what did he say? He said, I think he said $18. And she puts it out on her calculator. She's like, the calculator on her phone. Let me fix that. She pulls it out on the calculator on her phone. She types 18. She was like, 18 for all 3 total. Total? He's like, yeah. So we're driving and we pull up to the hotel, right? And then he turns around and this is what he says, right? He stops. He says 80 total in like Brazilian reals, which is their money. And no. She's like, no, you said that it was going to be 18. We confirmed that, 18. He's like, no, 80. Okay? Mind you, none of us have really exchanged our money, and the money that we've exchanged is obviously not a lot because we're just touching down. We don't even know really what we want to do yet. We're all just pissed off to the max. So this guy gets out the car. He wants to go, well, we stayed at the Hilton, Rio Copacabana Beach, which is wonderful, by the way. He gets out the car. He starts getting concierge involved. He starts threatening to call the police. And we're like, cool. We're mad, but we're like, we're going to get him his money. Mind you, we haven't even checked into our hotel yet. They let us check in because of the inconvenience. He's talking to concierge, talking about we're trying to gyp him. That he knows, or we know, that the ride wasn't $18 and he said $80. Involved. He's getting everybody involved, threatening to call the police on us. We're just getting there within 5 minutes of getting to the hotel. So concierge talks to us and he's like, he said 80. And we're like, no, he said 18. He confirmed that with us. That's what he said. He was like, well, you got to pay 80. We go upstairs, we're just sitting there kind of like enjoying the view, blah, 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 blah. Okay, man's outside waiting for at least 45 minutes to an hour. So we were trying to find like a currency exchange place. Currency exchange place is like right across the street. We walk right past him, go to get the currency exchange, yada, yada, yada. We get there and he's like, no, $125. It's $125. Goes up on the price again. We're trying to get concierge involved, trying to tell him, because this man is not willing to speak English to us at all. So concierge goes, talks to the man, convinces him, look, we all were present. We heard you say 80, because I can't confirm the 18, but we heard you say 80. So you got to roll with the 80. They already exchanged their money. So take this 80 and roll. He takes his 80. So I'm telling you this story to let you guys know, if you ever go to Brazil, do not take a taxi. I knew somebody who had a T-Mobile phone, and her T-Mobile worked throughout everywhere, because I don't know about any of you. I don't want cellular data charges. I don't want international roaming charges. I'm really big on that because I travel internationally a lot. I'm not playing about that kind of stuff. T-Mobile, it works great for T-Mobile, anywhere internationally, because for some reason they can get more Wi-Fi. So basically, I would suggest definitely taking an Uber. Another thing I noticed about Rio is that everything was way cheaper than I thought. So your dollar goes pretty long. I took a lot of pictures. I took a lot of video. I'm going to go next to basically talking about the different landmarks, the tourist attractions. So if you don't know, everyone comes to Rio de Janeiro for Christ the Redeemer. So I don't know how it's said in Portuguese, okay? Because I don't know Portuguese like that. I don't know Portuguese at all. Portuguese is a hard language to learn. So everyone comes for Christ the Redeemer. It's where the man is like, I don't know if you can see, but his arms are out. He's Jesus, basically Jesus Christ, just standing up. So when you look at that statue, it looks crazy small. But I promise you, that statue is as tall as the sky itself. I don't even know if it's taller than the Statue of Liberty. I believe it is. But I'm a little afraid of heights, which a lot of people don't know. It was a lot of steps, a lot of walking, getting to the Christ Redeemer statue. But you have to do the Christ the Redeemer statue. And with the Christ Redeemer statue, it was, like I said, a lot of steps. It was really hot. And I also want to mention that it was very hot. Okay, we're talking 80, 90 degrees, no let up, humidity. You ever been to Florida? It's 10 times worse than Florida, okay? Now, so we're going to the Christ Redeemer. I'm with my associate and my cousin. We met some guys along the way. We all did the excursion together. It was amazing. We had a really, really, really great time. But what I loved way more than Christ the Redeemer is Sugarloaf Mountain. So, I live in Atlanta. I've been living here for quite a while. I like to say that I'm from here and North Carolina. Atlanta has Stone Mountain. So if you've ever been to Stone Mountain, it's like a big mountain. It's overlooking just land and scenery. It's just beautiful when you get to the top. Sugarloaf Mountain reminded me of that. But Sugarloaf Mountain, the mountain was way taller. And underneath you, it's surrounded by, it's surrounded by water. So it's nothing but water underneath you. And then there's this, what is it at Stone Mountain that takes you all the way up the mountain? It's the same thing with Sugarloaf. It's just this like, this thing taking you all the way up to the mountain. But the mountain has like 2 stops. In my head, I'm hearing somebody say, I know what you're talking about, but what were the cost? I think Sugarloaf Mountain was about 60, I think it was like 60 or 80 reals. So in American money, I want to say that would have been $40. Don't quote me, okay? Christ the Redeemer, they have several packages outside. There's always somebody selling something. And we did kind of like a package where we just did the Christ the Redeemer. And we got transportation to and from the statue. I want to say that was close to $30 in American money. I just don't remember what it would have been in Brazilian reals. So that's the thing. And I'm trying to think of any other landmarks. I know Sugarloaf Mountain, Christ the Redeemer, you definitely want to do. I enjoyed Sugarloaf Mountain way more than Christ the Redeemer. I loved Christ the Redeemer. And back to Christ the Redeemer, sorry to change subjects. What I liked about Christ the Redeemer, you can get so many great angles for pictures. They even have these mats when you get to the top where you literally can be laying down like this and you have your camera and you can take a picture and see all of Christ the Redeemer in his glory. So, Sugarloaf Mountain, remember that? Sugarloaf Mountain, Christ the Redeemer. Sugarloaf Mountain, I think, is kind of far from Christ the Redeemer, if I'm not mistaken. They also had a mall. I have no idea what this mall is called. I don't remember. But the mall was like 3 or 4 floors. Kind of reminded me of a Lenox Square Mall type of vibe. But they had so many stores. They have an Outback Steakhouse in it. And like I said, if you stay at the Hilton or anywhere near the Hilton, it's all literally a walk away. So the mall is a walk away. Now the other stuff you would probably have to Uber to. You know, my cousin and her friends and all of us, we ate out a lot. Of course, we ate at Outback Steakhouse. But guess what? They don't have steak sauce. A lot of countries don't have steak sauce, so I was kind of used to it. But the food was amazing. As far as what Brazilians eat, they eat a lot of meat and starches. So they do double starches. So for instance, my first night, I ate some steak. And then they had like rice and potatoes with it. So it's kind of like a double starch. So they eat that a whole lot. Their French fries were amazing. And then they also have like these different meats, kind of like on kebabs. And they call it street meat. So they just go on the street and go in alleyways. And they grill and they barbecue this meat. And you just eat it. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to Fogo de Chao. It's kind of the same thing where, you know, it's just meat everywhere. It's just meat and starches. That's all that they eat. I'm trying to make sure that I don't forget anything. Now, let's rewind. Getting to Brazil. You got to have a visa. I believe they just changed it this year. So I got something called an e-visa. And the e-visa I got online through the consulate of the Brazilian Foreign Affairs. So I think I paid like close to $50. It was like $45, $46. All you have to do, if you don't have like a passport type picture, you have to retake a passport picture. You can go to CVS, Walmart. I heard Walmart does it. Don't quote me on that. I went to CVS and they, you know, I just told them I need a picture like for a passport. Gave me a picture for a passport. I did everything online for the e-visa. E-visa came back at least within 2 to 4 days. Real easy process. I mean, it was just amazing. It was easier than I thought. So another thing I wanted to talk about was their signature drinks. A signature drink that they have is a caparina. I think it was caparina. I don't know how to spell that, but somebody from Brazil knows what I'm talking about. Caparinas are like mojitos, but it's like more refreshing. And they have smoothies, they have freshly squeezed juice, they have so many things that you can drink. It's just an amazing place. So yeah, but that, it has alcohol in it, of course. Caparinas. Caparinas. And it gets you right. I'm just going to put it out there. It gets you right. Because I got right. Okay? I got real right. I couldn't think, I have a big picture with a pineapple. And I don't remember what that drink was called. I think it was just the plain pina colada, but it was the most amazing pina colada ever. So the liquor was already in the pineapple. I mean, it was just good, okay? All of their juices are freshly squeezed. They're freshly made. Their fruits are amazing. They're awesome. They also do a lot of, what was that it's like acai berry, but they call it something else. They pronounce it some other kind of way. I think they call it acai. But you know how if you're a health food addict, you have acai berry drinks. That's like their signature thing as well. They love acai berries. So they do it in like a smoothie, but it's so amazing. It's so good. That's another signature, food item, drink item. Copacabana Beach. Beautiful. So you've seen this beach everywhere. You've seen it in Snoop Dogg's beautiful video. I'm a Beyonce lover. I am a part of the Beehive. If you know, I can't think of what album it is. Oh God. What album does she have with Blue? 4. I believe it's 4. No, it's just Beyonce. It's the one with the black background and it has pink letters and it just says Beyonce. Anywho, that album is the one where she filmed the song Blue. She filmed it in Rio De Janeiro, Brazil. So she filmed there. Snoop Dogg filmed beautiful there. And it was just awesome to see all of those landmarks. One other landmark that I saw besides Copacabana Beach, which runs really long, very, very, very long, I got to see, I don't know how to pronounce this. I want to say something Solaran. Look, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But it's like really colorful steps. It's in the city center. It's really beautiful steps in red and beige. You'll see that also in Snoop Dogg. Beautiful. I'm sorry, it's Pharrell's song. It's not Snoop Dogg's song. It's Pharrell featuring Snoop Dogg. Okay? So you'll see that in that video where they're on the steps and they're, I just want you to know that you are really special. And they're just singing, they're on the steps and they're singing. All of that, I'm like, wow, I'm on these steps. So that's like really famous. That's another landmark. But that's the city center. That area is very dirty. And then a lot of people were talking to me about crime there. I kind of want to touch bases on that as well. Well, I don't know if you've been to Europe, Italy, also Barcelona. They do a lot of purse snatching. It's kind of the same in Brazil, or we were told by locals to hold our purses a lot because it was like a lot of kids that would do purse snatchings, or, they would try to he said what was prevalent there was purse snatching. And they said you can't go there and be flashy. So you can't wear your big earrings, your big necklaces and things like that, because they said it will literally be people and kids that will go and try to snatch that off. Of course, I didn't have that issue, but I have heard things about it. It's just like any place. Walk in groups, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't recommend going there alone. And they have to pay to use the bathroom. So any public restroom, you have to purchase something. You have to be a customer. If not, if you're just walking down Copacabana Beach, you have to pay. And what they pay is anywhere from $5 to $15 to $20 just to use the public restroom that smells like pee. It was crazy to me. I was a little surprised by that. But I mean, I guess it's different cultures. They love soccer. So they love to play soccer, and they play soccer at night. The kids, I think, have their games and stuff at night. So I got to see a little bit of that, and I got to experience that. I'm trying to make sure I touch base on everything. If anyone ever wants to go, I want them to kind of be warmed up. It's a lot of walking, a lot of steps. I didn't get to party, so I do want to go back to party. That's one thing I do want to do, because it seems like they really have a good time. It's a man's paradise. I'm going to tell you that. There are beautiful, drop dead gorgeous, beautiful women there. But the men, I didn't see anybody that was enticing. I wasn't impressed, okay? Because, I mean, I'm a little picky. None of those men were my type. I'm just saying. But I think that's pretty much it. So I'm trying to make sure I touch on everything. Overall, the experience was amazing. I want to go back. I'm definitely going back. This time I would like to take my mom, my grandmother, my dad, if he wants to go. I want to take my immediate family. And I just want us to experience it together. But I mean, I think there's only 2 different types of weather predictions there. It's either like rainy or hot. When I was there, it was really hot. The only time it rained was the day we left. And then another thing, they have a lot of marketplaces. So they have a lot of places that you can go to, and you can just, buy water. I wouldn't recommend drinking their water. I mean, that was something that at my job, that everybody who was Brazilian, they swore to me not to drink their water. They said it wasn't safe. So I wouldn't recommend drinking it. But if you want to go to some of the marketplaces and, buy bottled water, it's there for the taking. A lot of the streets were dirty to me. And they smelled really, really, really bad. Of course, they have a lot of homeless people that live there as well. And like I said, you just have to be careful, because we had our taxi situation. Some of the Portuguese people there really try to take advantage of tourists, and they really try to hike up prices. So like I said, I would recommend at least trying to speak some type of Portuguese. So the highlight of this video is to tell you, like I said, you want to make sure you visit Sugarloaf Mountain, Christ the Redeemer statue. I say the colorful steps, but I know the second word is Selaron. I don't know how to pronounce that, okay? You want to make sure you eat at least one day a Brazilian dish. And like I said, I ordered steak with fries and potatoes, fries and rice, which was amazing. You want to make sure you order caipirinhas. Another thing they were telling us, I can't remember what kind of dance they said, but they said there were a lot of like dancing clubs. The clubs had what was probably like maybe $30 to $40 entry in USD, but we didn't get a chance to go there. And I mean, any other questions, you guys can just, comment, let me know. I'll answer them. And I think I've pretty much covered everything. I'm trying to think if I didn't cover everything. Is there something I missed? Is there something I left out? But if you've been to Brazil, I want to hear from you too in the comments. I want you to tell me about your experience. I want you to tell me what I missed out on, because I want to go back. I want a part 2. I definitely want to party. I heard about some spots that I really can't talk about on camera that are a little crazy, but I didn't get to go there. I didn't have a desire to go there either, but I heard about a place that was just off the chain, okay? But the water was beautiful. The water was clear. Oh my God, I want to go back. So, if you've been to Brazil, you want to share some stuff, you want to add some stuff, let me know. This is a special segment about Rio. And I just want to let you guys know the knowledge that I, gained from the experience. I would gladly go again. Oh, the flight is 9 hours and 30 minutes. So try to get a direct flight. Try to get a great seat. It really helps. And yeah, I mean, it didn't feel that long, once the food started coming and I started having my movies and, people I knew around to talk to. But yeah, that's it. I'm just going to go ahead and end here. And my next topic I want to talk about, not really a topic, I'll probably do a Facebook Live. So for all of my Wendy Williams lovers, I don't really too much care for her, okay? And then even Steve Harvey, I love him. Steve Harvey has a segment called Ask Steve. Wendy Williams has a segment called Ask Wendy. So I kind of want to, revamp that and make it into my own. Ask Kenosha. So I'll probably do a Facebook Live next. Ask Kenosha. You can ask me anything. You can ask me about dating advice, fashion advice. I mean, whatever you want to ask. If you have a situation, I'm here to advise you. Am I perfect? No. Do I have the answers? Heck no. But you know what? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. All of my friends know this. I tell the truth. I'm going to tell you straight up, yay or nay, whether you like it or not. So, ask me anything, and I will answer it. And just to let you know, don't ask me if you don't want the truth. If you want the truth, ask me. But that's my next show. But let's focus on Brazil. So if you have any questions, comments, comment below. This is now my show, The Kenosha Show. Okay? So make sure you still follow the YouTube page. It's still under the Ash and Ken Show. I'm working currently to change that. But for now, just follow the Ash and Ken Show. And that's it. I did change Facebook and Instagram. I changed that to The Kenosha Show. It's officially The Kenosha Show. So just continue to and that's pretty much it. Love you guys. Bye.